Welcome to the Authmentis practice space.
It's a mess in here, guys.
It isn't. It's cleaner than it was.
Yeah.
So this is our live practicing room.
Yes, this is where we make and
Make
hate
music.
and loathe and then rework and make better songs.
Okay.
So you may be wondering how it is that we make and do a lot of the stuff we do. It all starts with this room. This is where we make our music. It's pretty cool. It's kind of a mess.
As it should be.
As it should be.
These are our rigs.
Anyway,
Fancy lights everywhere.
we're showing you this stuff because this is kind of like a before shot of how things are set up now versus what we're aiming for in the future. We're going to be getting some new gear thanks to you guys on Patreon, and we're going to be doing some shows and stuff in the next year with some of this new gear, and it's going to be way easier for us to put on a really good quality show. So right now you're looking at the live room. This is our live room.
Not the crap's in the way.
This is our drum area. Whoever is drumming for us, it's typically John, sets up here, and we kind of set up around him. This is Casey's little world here.
It's technically from like this microphone stand to kind of the corner,
Right.
and back around.
Right.
Go stand by your
Yeah. So I have my whole area.
Right.
This is there. There's
Can you kind of run
guitars.
us through what you're using at the moment?
It's pretty basic. PV 6505 plus. Actually, the knobs would be of interest if anybody owns one. 6 for pre, 7, 4.5, 7, and then this is the important one. If you want to know, their resonance is kicked almost all the way up.
Jesus. And then you're running a Line 6 wireless
Mm-hmm. A tuner
tuner.
and the carbon copy.
The carbon copy.
Do you ever use the carbon copy?
A lot, actually. Yeah,
The screen went off.
that's fine. That's fine.
Oh.
Way to doing that.
I can't see what
It just saves the battery a little bit. Just click on it. This is not going to be a clean cut.
I'm sorry.
Everyone will know.
So that's Casey's world.
Stupidly.
My world is over here.
Oh, this is my microphone.
Oh, that's
Sennheiser E835. It's not great.
It's better
It's
than
good
the-
enough for practice.
better
It's
than
good enough.
the-
Basically, Casey got that for free, right?
Yeah, but they're, what are they, the 120?
Mhm.
I think 120.
This is Sam's rig.
I'm also running a 6505 Plus from PV. My cab is different than Casey's. It's loaded with Celestian creambacks. Casey's,
I've got the C30s, the 75 watts,
Yeah,
not the
the
70 watts.
the CV30s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our speakers are very different. I also am running a way bigger effects pedal board than
More
So
stuff.
explain why you guys are using a half of a half stack.
I mean, we do use a quarter of a half stack.
yeah.
Because why do you need more than one speaker?
You only mic one speaker, and we would.
What the heck, Jack? You get me resonance in the bass and the boom.
No,
That's what that resonance knob is for. You turn it up, and then you have that.
Having the 412s is what we thought we were supposed to have for a long time, and you don't. You can get the same volume through a front of house with the same single mic setup that you can with the 212 as you can with the 4. Doesn't fucking matter.
Well, they're still only miking the one speaker.
Yeah.
Now there are people that set up their guitar rigs where there's 2 different speakers and they use it for stereo effects and shit like that, and that would
Still
actually-
having the 212 does that though. Like you put like your SM57, then your Sennheiser over here, and then you have that stereo. Like my flange has stereo,
Right.
but I almost never use it in stereo.
It's not really true stereo either.
It'll go back and forth between the speakers.
Oh really?
Oh, it is true stereo.
Oh shit. Well, so people also like to use 2 sets of cabs for a wet signal and a dry signal. That's a whole other thing. Anyway, we're not doing any of that shit.
Basically run a whole other amp setup.
Yeah.
We're trying to simplify things. That's why everything's so small. We have the same heads, different gear, different speakers, so they sound different, but you know, it's a simplified, good sounding setup for any show. We can play anything at any time.
Right. And so this part of our rig is pretty much set up the way we want it to be.
Sam's lyric book for when he forgets the lyrics.
Yeah, or I'm learning lyrics or changing them when we're writing new songs.
New in there that you?
Deadlights
Yeah.
is new.
People haven't heard that yet.
No. Those are the current lyrics. That could change. So I'd like to have a song booklet too to make sure I'm singing the shit right.
Yeah, we would like to have one too.
I've been asking for one for years.
Yeah, well,
Sam would like to use, and oh my god, look how
it's an
disgusting
Onyx
it is.
Open
It's so
5. It is real gross.
It is so gross.
Dude, pop the wire off and like scrub that.
I need to.
I think it's the metal is actually coming off, unless that's just spittle.
No, it's
It's lip crusties
Lip
is what it is.
Gross.
I don't know.
And when he grinds it on his teeth when he doesn't brush.
Right, that's just plaque.
It's this plaque. No, it's an Onyx OM5. I love this microphone. It's really, really good for making your voice sound exactly how it sounds. Like the mic you're using, the Sennheiser, adds a lot of boost in the low end. So like when he talks,
Exactly what Casey likes.
when he
Boosting.
talks or sings, like it adds a lot of like beef to what he's doing.
Which, to be honest, makes sense for backup singing because you want to match without. Because there's a lot of times, especially if I have to go a lot higher, because like I'm going higher than Sam's highs. I still need that presence in there with the low end, or else I'm doing like falsetto that sounds like tinny garbage if it's through something like, I mean, technically this, if it's just capturing that specifically.
Yeah,
So,
it's a school of thought. A lot of people like gear that colors their sound. So mics can color your sound.
I do.
Casey does. I don't. I like me
Ooh, like
to
this
sound
guy.
like me.
This fancy guy over here.
What is it?
This
Yeah.
guy is amazing.
What is
If
it?
you want to sound like you're on the radio. It's an MXL 990, super cheap. Like, nothing super special about it. But holy crap, like, it'll drop your register like 3 octaves. It's
Oh.
insane.
Get that real nice beefy. How's the weather?
Oh yeah,
Kinda
like
shit
really
going
easily
on.
too. And then for recording like acoustic guitar especially.
Sounds really good.
Ooh.
So that mic we use for a room mic when we're trying to talk and work a song out.
Yeah, we all sound cool.
Because we wear in-ears.
Before we get to the inners, what's on your pedal? Because we're still on the road.
Okay, we're still doing my rig. I use the same guitar first off. It's an Authmentis SC 4020.
And they're both the same?
They're both the same. The pickups in this one are bare knuckle Black Dogs, and the other ones come with the stock pickups, and I want to change those out soon. But my FX board is a little bit more complicated than Casey's, just
This
because
is your PV switcher.
Yep. So
I don't even use the PV switcher.
no, Casey doesn't. So I use my feet to change a lot of stuff, and Casey likes to use his selector switch on his guitar to go between cleans and
I'll explain
distortion.
that in a minute, yeah.
Yeah. So that's my clean and dirty effects. I have my tuner, my boost overdrive. This thing doesn't color my sound either. If you've never used one of these, you should. Custom Audio Electronics. That thing's awesome. I have a Neoclone, which I haven't used on a song yet. I have a Holy Grail, reverb. I like to use it on the spring setting. I also have a digital delay. There's a couple of cool little tricks that I've learned for this thing.
Yeah.
I can like backmask my effects so shit sounds backwards and all kinds of cool stuff with this. So this is really cool. That's why I still have it.
Yeah.
Volume effect to turn myself down or swell into something. I like to do that. Tremolo effect. Pulsar. I wish this thing was fucking smaller because it takes up so much room.
humongous.
But I use that for the second chorus of Departed, and then a noise counselor type deal.
Noise gate.
Yep, a noise gate
Type deal.
type deal.
Nice.
Yep.
And it runs all out through your snake all over there.
Yep.
In the
I
back.
made a custom snake for this. So we tend to go a little bit more all out than Casey does. Casey's rig is set up for ease. I like to be able to have access to anything I could ever want. If I
Yeah.
wanted to like add a delay, I could. I haven't yet.
And if I found a good reason to use any of that stuff, I'd buy the pedal. Hence
Right.
the one
The only thing that's
pedal
not there
that I
is
have.
your wah, your mini wah. that
That's
you
true.
got.
It's in the box because I still haven't hooked that up to use for pretty much anything.
Yeah. That's basically like
I know.
the only effect he really uses.
Even then, I'm finding less and less of a reason to use it.
Yeah. Well, it's good for solos.
I used to have
Yeah.
to record with, I guess. if that
Yeah.
might-
Yeah.
it does make sense.
But even the last time that I did a solo for a recording, it was like, I'm gonna use the wah, and then I did it clean, and everyone's like, clean sounds better. So it's like, all right,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. Matt, let's see your rig. What's your rig?
Where is it, Matt?
I got one bass that I don't really play anymore.
Look at that mess.
sound
Look at this
good.
garbage. Sam's area is a mess.
It is.
You always know Sam's area because it's leftover coffee and
I drink a lot of coffee, you guys. It's way too much.
And yeah, that's my 4-string. I don't really play much anymore. I'm gonna be selling it. Have my my Fender Squire P bass, and by that the knockoff
Sure.
Still sounds good.
Sounds good.
5-string. Sounds really good now with fresh strings.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, and then over here I have my ESP LTD bass. Yeah, that model. Also a 5-string. Decent
Mm-hmm.
dead strings. Sounds like gas.
No difference whatsoever.
And my amp is packed away in this really nice
Leather bag.
leather bag that is not as old as I am. It actually is as old as I am. This is my amp. This is what I use.
Well, what is it?
It is a Tech 21 Sans Amp Bass Driver DI. That is what I use. I usually have my, where is it at? Can you find it? Can you find it? Bam!
Tuner pedal.
Tuner pedal.
And that's
I
it.
plug into my tuner and then it comes into the input. And then I do the XLR out into our ears, or if we're playing a show, that gets sent to front of house.
So why are you using this setup right now?
Because it's easier to haul around, and it does exactly what I want.
It's kind of nice having very small amps and then basically a non-existent bass amp.
Yep.
So we can throw all of our stuff and go on tour in like the back of a small car.
But
Yeah.
this will be changing to the Dark Glass Alpha Omega distortion DI pedal.
But
This
when,
thing.
Matt? When?
When I get the funds.
Oh.
We just bought the X32 rack, which, and then the rack that it goes into.
Oh yeah.
It's not here yet.
It's not here
So
yet.
this is our current setup.
This is to run our in-ear monitors.
Yeah.
And it's all analog to digital conversion. So what we do is we run into this down here. The microphones plug into this, which is a 8-channel splitter. And then it gets split into there, comes out into this, which is just a preamp to boost the signal back to normal. And then these get routed into this, which is the Behringer PowerPlay 16.
Ooh.
And it converts everything from analog to digital. It then gets sent through to Cat 5 into our P16M mixers. And then everything is set on here. You can go through each channel and you can pan, turn the volume, main, EQ, all kinds of stuff. You can even link channels, group channels, stuff like that. And from there, we're also going to be investing in wireless in-ears, but for practice, we just hardwire into the P16Ms into our in-ears.
So we use in-ears instead of like speakers with the monitor because we can control the volume better. It's easier on our ears. I personally get exhausted by the loud volume over 6 hours of practice. So having all this stuff at a easier to control volume in my ear as opposed to being blasted by a speaker at my feet. It makes me sing better. It helps with ear fatigue, and I don't walk out of practice feeling like I'm going to die or I'm going deaf. So it's really good for safety. Here's our songboards. This stuff's not been updated in like a couple years.
It's been, yeah, I don't even know if some of this is erasable. It just kind of,
Yeah, some of
it still works.
Yeah.
Nope, that one's not. That's not going anywhere.
And so this was like our main board that we use to kind of figure out what we're doing, what our next set list is going to be, new songs maybe, and most of this has been abandoned, but not for much longer.
No. Well, I guess we can go in this other room.
Yeah.
This is
the bathroom.
It's not a bathroom, it's just storage.
It's storage, 100%. In the fridge.
Into this, our other
storage.
Slash, when we podcast in here. And I used to have my big TV up here.
Use it as a monitor.
And yeah, I'd plug my computer into it, use it as a monitor. We got the speakers. We usually podcast in here.
On this table.
On this table. And we store a bunch of our shit in here.
See, this is actually...
Is my Ampeg cabs.
This is an actual bass rig that doesn't use.
There was a 212 and then a 115 cab that are all in there. And I used to run that with an Ampeg SBT3 Pro. But the head needs work, and most of the places we're playing, it's easier to just bring the DI pedal because they direct out from the head anyway.
Yeah. You want to talk about that piece of art since it's been on the screen for a minute?
Oh yeah, the piece of the naked lady.
You can't really see it. There's a nice reflection like right here. It's kind of hilarious.
It's a naked lady. I never named her.
Just a naked lady?
I found her at my old house in one of the rooms behind a couch we had to throw away. And it was just sitting there, and it was really dirty and gross, and I cleaned it off, and it was a cool picture. And then I actually went to a bar here in town called 1868 or whatever.
Got me, man.
Somewhere downtown, and found its twin in the hallway on the way to the bathroom. The exact same picture.
That's super weird.
Yeah. I thought if I ever sold it, I'd talk to them and then they could.
They'd probably buy it and just put two next to each other.
Yeah.
So you wonder why we're showing you all this stuff. It's because this is where we're at now, and what we have now works pretty well, but we're trying to upgrade our in-ear rig specifically right now to be able to go and have better shows for us on stage, because monitors could be a nightmare, and also to potentially throw shows wherever the fuck we want to, which we can do with this new system. And that system is going to be the X32 rack.
Yeah.
Is it Behringer?
Behringer X32 rack.
Yeah.
Basically a PA system in a rack.
Right, it's a 32 channel
awesome.
mixer that's digital. With that and a lot of the current gear that we have, we could throw a show anywhere we fucking want to, which is really cool.
Pretty much.
We want to.
We're setting it up mostly to run wireless in-ears, so any place we play, it's consistent all the time. Nothing changes. We can all hear what we need to hear, and that way everything sounds good. Because if we can hear ourselves, we play better, so we can hear that. We played so many shows that were like, oh, my monitor cut out, I couldn't hear anything, so I'm hearing what you in the audience is hearing, but it's delayed because I gotta wait for it to come back to my ears.
Yeah.
And I'm out of time or whatever. And it affects how we play, it affects the show. So once we get all this stuff set up, we'll be able to do that. But then the biggest benefit is we will have equipment to be able to throw our own shows if we want. Like, go set up somewhere you and R and play.
Your bar mitzvah.
Hey, man.
Your birthday.
If they want it. I'm okay with that.
Right.
I would not, yeah.
Right? Birthday parties.
Yeah.
corporate events.
Don't go that far.
I mean, again,
that's-
if somebody asks, I don't know that I'd say no.
So one of the biggest problems we're facing as a band right now is being able to throw quality shows, and part of that is dealing with the venues that we have to deal with. That can not always work out to be our best scenario. Being in a venue at 10 at night on a Tuesday. No one wants to do that.
Nobody's gonna.
So we'll have more control with almost every aspect of what we do in a live situation. On stage, off stage. We've already started throwing shows again where we're totally in charge. We just did our CD release that way, and it was a lot of fun. So we just want to keep going and doing stuff like that, as well as the shows that we get where we're headlining or we're opening for national headliners, you know, like PUD or 10 Years and stuff. So we just want to play more. We don't get to play very often.
Well, not good shows anyway.
Not great shows. Yeah, we want to play better shows. So this is where we make our art, and this is for the Patreon people. You guys kind of help this stuff exist, and we'd like to take the money and stuff that you guys have been so graciously giving us for the last couple years and really start to do something with it.
Yeah.
Just play out more.
I suppose we could talk about the plan moving forward starting January. Just
Yeah.
a little bit.
Okay. Here, I'll let you kind of do that. I'll take it over.
Okay. So, the idea that we've had that has been given to us by someone else is that we want to take the equipment that we have now, which includes cameras. We have several cameras. This GoPro that we just got
It's fucking cool.
is pretty cool. And then this little ditty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, brand new. You'll see some of that probably. The footage from it. It's a drone.
It's super cool.
Yeah. So we want to do. I don't want to call it like a TV show because that seems too like antiquated. And it's not quite a vlog.
Something
But-
in between.
Something in between. So a weekly-ish show where we come into this room and we want to share all of our processes, you know, from inception to ending, like recording on an actual album. So starting in January, we're going to start putting out weekly videos that specifically have to do with us sitting down, talking about how a song or riffs that we have can fit together, the subject matter, the feeling, like our entire process that I think we've talked about before on some of our older videos, like just the process itself. And recording that from beginning to end so that we can record a demo in here with our brand new X32 that we're getting, that you can see and hear and kind of give feedback and be a part of the whole process. So watch out for that in January.
Right. Right. Matt doesn't know what's going on.
This is gonna work at all. I'm gonna have to edit all of that.
Me? Or you?
Oh, you're gonna have to do the audio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do the video. That's fine.
So think of it like not The Office.
Yeah, probably not as funny.
Definitely not as funny.
We have our moments, I guess.
We do. You're not gonna see everything. But
No, we're
we'll
obviously
be
gonna
catching up
try
with you guys and kind of keeping you up to date what we're doing. Talk about our processes a little bit more live so you can see what it's like to maybe write a song or to deal with a show or whatever.
Yeah.
if
As
you have-
things happen in real time, essentially.
Yeah, because we are a band, and like there's a lot of ways you could branch out to also do stuff around this, but we want to be in a band and work and focus on that.
Yeah, like we really like doing podcasts. We're not gonna stop, but I think we're gonna dial it back and just to focus on music a little bit more.
Yeah, so they will probably be more about what we're doing and why. And if you have questions and you're in a band and you got stuff you want to talk about,
I think that's the biggest motivation is like getting video out to people who don't know where to start. Because I've been asked so many times by like friends, family, just people that I run into. Like, in fact, we were just talking to somebody at the last show
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I want to start a band.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember his last name?
I can't remember.
First
right
name is
now.
Rhett.
Yeah.
Rhett. You're a cool dude. I will answer your email, I promise.
Yeah,
because it's still sitting there.
sorry, it's been the holidays,
Yeah,
guys.
holidays. I think we're gonna answer it, but more to the point, we want to make videos like this, showing like I said, from the beginning to the end, like our process and how we get things done.
Yeah, people always ask us questions that would just be easier to show you, like, oh, how do you write a song?
Right.
Oh, how do you start a band? Oh, how do you book a gig? So you'll get a lot of that information and see that it's never going to get easier, and it's always going to be a thing. And the more of a process you have, the better off you'll be. And hopefully you like what you're doing too.
Yeah.
So,
well, there's that. It's kind of important, and we'll get to that. I'm sure there will be moments, those dramatic, real TV moments. Of like, I don't want to do this anymore.
a lot of door slamming,
Yeah, we're gonna put those in purposely.
right? Be like, we just had a great gig. Slam the door.
Yeah. That sounds like
You really nailed that solo, man.
Shut up.
You piece of shit. Fuck.
That's usually me.
Yeah, right. Like it was a good time.
Anyway, this is what it is to be in a band. So this is step one. This is where we're at now. In a couple weeks, we'll have some more stuff breaking down a little bit more of the intricacies of what we're doing.
It's gonna be a slow build, people. We're not
well, That's the
rich.
thing. Like the whole idea is to try and get at least a song out a month. Like that's the goal. Whether that actually happens or not, we'll see.
We'll see.
Being in a band is not
Cut that out.
math.
Cut that out.
No, I'm not gonna cut that out.
Don't hold us to anything we can't fulfill.
That's why I'm giving. No, you're not listening to me. I said if we can.
Okay.
But the idea is,
So we're always working. on
first
something.
week is like we sit down, we talk about the song, we talk about the ideas. Second week we bring riffs together, we start building a basic song. Third week we got some lyrics coming in over this basic thing. Fourth week, record the demo. That's the plan.
Yeah, and that's just writing. We can also do that with shows and
Yeah, and we want to break that down to do that. Like, oh, I got this email from said guy about show from beginning to end. How does that work?
yep. So strap in for this.
Yeah, January.
Strap in, strap out. Let's move it.
Not that kind of.